If you were to turn back to 2008, the United States economy was an all-time low, and they had to get a bailout. Right now you can see our economy bouncing back, but slowly. But what kind of impact will those injections of money have on our economy in the long run? My name is Nicholas Wilson, and today I'll be talking about how Obama's influx of money into our economy will create inflation in the long run. For you who don't know what inflation is a rise in the general level of prices of goods and services in an economy over time. It takes a long time for inflation to kick in, and right now Obama's actions seem to be good in the short term, and he solved our economic problems so far. There's also such thing as a money multiplier. With a money multiplier, I know it looks like scrabble right now. If a bank were to get injected with $100 million and have $5 million in your reserves, you would multiply the $100 million by the $5 million and get $500 million that the banks are allowed to loan out to people now. Now, to me, that sounds like a lot of money for an economy that's doing very bad. Another formula is the multiplier formula. When using this formula, you can see what kind of consumer spending and consumer savings will happen. Normally, consumer spending will be triple the amount of savings in our economy. According to Neil Dennis, an economist, inflation is expected to drop in the short run, but once consumers start spending again, inflation will rise rapidly and our economy will become a disaster. Inflation in the short run is very different from inflation in the long run. Long-term effects of inflation. Well, for inflation to happen, we have to wait for it to circulate around. It goes from. It circulates like this. It goes from the banks to the dividends to the wages to the blah blah. You see that. So in the short term, right now, inflation seems inevitable, and right now, wait, hold on. Okay, long-term effects of inflation. According to Benjamin A. Rogg, long-term effects of inflation will have a huge impact on our economy. Once the money is done circulating, and right now consumer spending is at an all-time low, so right now the money just keeps going into people's savings, and you can see prices beginning to fall, which is affecting our economy in a good way. But in the long run, once people start to save money and they're not afraid to spend their money anymore because our economy is booming back, they will begin to spend their money rapidly, and these prices of our goods and services will increase to such an extent that our economy will be worse off than in 2008. Right now, inflation is inevitable for the long-term effect. There must be a change in our power of the economy. So I urge you to think next year when we are voting for who should run this country, not look at the short term, but the long-run effect of our economy. Thank you very much.